There are moments in life when you wake up and you don't recognize yourself anymore. The fire that used to drive you feels dim. The direction that once felt so clear now feels foggy. And the scariest part isn't that you're tired, it's that you're lost and you don't know which way to move. Let me tell you something right now, feeling lost does not mean you're broken. It means you're standing at the edge of transformation. Most people think motivation disappears because they're weak. That's not true. Motivation disappears when meaning disappears. When you don't know why you're doing what you're doing anymore, your body shuts down the energy supply. Not because you're lazy, but because your system is demanding clarity. Here's the truth most people never hear. You don't find motivation first and then take action. You take action first and motivation follows. Motion creates emotion. When you stop moving, your mind turns inward, starts questioning everything, replaying failures, magnifying uncertainty. But the moment you move physically, mentally, emotionally, you interrupt that pattern. Feeling lost is often a signal that the old version of you no longer fits the life you're meant to grow into. And that's uncomfortable because the mind loves familiarity, even when familiarity hurts. So it tries to pull you back into old habits, old excuses, old identities. But growth doesn't happen in comfort. It happens in decision. You don't need your entire life figured out right now. You don't need a 10-year plan or a perfect roadmap. What you need is one meaningful step that reconnects you to yourself. One action that reminds you that you still have power. One choice that says, I may not see the destination, but I refuse to stand still. Ask yourself this question, not casually but deeply. What would I do today if I trusted myself again? Not if you felt confident, not if you felt ready, but if you trusted that the part of you that brought you this far isn't done yet. When people feel lost, they often isolate, they withdraw, they wait. But waiting doesn't bring clarity, engagement does. Life responds to participation. When you show up, even imperfectly, even uncertainly, life meets you halfway with answers you could never think your way into. Let me be clear, you are not behind. There is no universal timeline. There is no finish line you missed. The pressure you feel isn't proof of failure, it's proof that you care. And caring means there's still fuel in the tank. Even if it doesn't feel like it, motivation comes from identity. When you forget who you are, motivation fades. So remind yourself, not with words, but with evidence. Do something today that aligns with the person you want to become, not the mood you're stuck in. Discipline is not punishment, it's self-respect in action. And listen closely to this: being lost doesn't mean you've lost your purpose. It means your purpose is evolving. The discomfort is not your enemy, it's your guide. It's pushing you to ask better questions, to demand more from yourself, to stop living on autopilot. You don't need certainty to move forward, you need courage. And courage is not the absence of fear, it's the decision that something else matters more. Right now, what needs to matter more is your future self, the version of you who will look back on this moment and say, that's when everything started to change. So stand up, change your posture, breathe deeply. Tell your nervous system that you're not in danger, you're in transition. Then take the next step, not the perfect one, the honest one, because the moment you decide to move, even while feeling lost, you send a message to your brain and your body, I am still in control. And that message, repeated through action, is how motivation is reborn. When you feel lost, the first instinct is to assume something has gone wrong, that you failed somehow, that you missed a turn everyone else seemed to take effortlessly. But feeling lost is not a breakdown, it's a breakthrough trying to happen. It's the moment when the old identity you've been living inside no longer fits the person you're becoming. And that friction you feel inside, that restlessness, that quiet frustration, is not weakness. It's growth pressing against the limits of who you used to be. Most people don't realize this because they've been conditioned to believe that clarity should come before change. But clarity rarely arrives first. Change does. Evolution does. When a snake outgrows its skin, it doesn't question whether something is wrong. It sheds. But humans resist shedding because we've attached our worth to familiarity. We cling to roles, routines, and labels that once kept us safe, even when they now keep us stuck. Feeling lost is often the sign that your inner standards have risen, even if your outer life hasn't caught up yet. You're not confused because you lack direction. You're confused because you've outgrown the direction that once defined you. And when that happens, the mind panics. It wants certainty. It wants guarantees. It wants a clear map. But growth doesn't work that way. Growth demands trust before evidence. It asks you to walk into the fog with nothing but your values as a compass. The danger isn't feeling lost. The danger is misinterpreting it. When people label this phase as failure, they shrink. They lower their expectations. They numb themselves with distractions. They settle back into a life that feels safe but hollow. But when you understand that being lost is an initiation, everything changes. You stop asking, what's wrong with me? And you start asking, what is trying to emerge through me? Every major shift in identity begins with disorientation. The athlete, before the breakthrough, doubts their limits. The leader, before their rise, questions their voice. The individual, before their awakening, feels disconnected from who they were, but not yet anchored in who they're becoming. That in-between space feels unstable, because it is. And instability is not the enemy, it's the doorway. You see, certainty keeps you repeating patterns. Uncertainty forces you to listen. It strips away autopilot and demands presence. When you're lost, you're paying attention again. You're no longer sleepwalking through decisions that don't align with your deeper truth. That discomfort is intelligence waking up. The real issue is that most people try to resolve this feeling by searching outside themselves. They ask everyone else what they should do. They look for motivation, validation, permission. But the answer isn't out there, it's in alignment. Motivation doesn't return when you find the perfect plan. It returns when you act in integrity with the person you are becoming, even before you fully understand them. Identity always precedes behavior. When your identity shifts, your old behaviors lose their power. What things that used to excite you don't hit the same. The goals that once drove you feel empty. That doesn't mean you've lost ambition. It means your ambition is maturing. It's moving from external approval to internal fulfillment. This is why forcing yourself to just be positive or push harder doesn't work when you're lost. You can't motivate an identity that no longer resonates. You have to redefine who you are deciding to be. Not someday. Not when things feel clear. Now, in the middle of uncertainty, ask yourself not what you want, but what kind of person you are committed to becoming. A person who grows or a person who hides. A person who listens to discomfort or numbs it. A person who evolves consciously or stays loyal to a past that no longer reflects their values. Feeling lost strips away illusion. It reveals where you've been living on autopilot, where you've been settling, where you've been betraying your own standards. And that awareness, though uncomfortable, is power. Because once you see it, you can't unsee it. Once your identity starts to shift, you cannot go back to pretending. You don't need to rush this phase. You don't need to label it as a crisis. It's a recalibration, a realignment, a signal that the next version of you requires new rules, new habits, new courage. And courage here doesn't mean bold leaps. It means honest steps, small choices that reflect who you're becoming, not who you've been. The moment you stop fighting the feeling of being lost and start listening to it, it transforms from fear into guidance. It starts showing you what no longer fits. It starts pointing toward values instead of roles. It starts asking deeper questions than your old life ever required. This is not the end of your motivation. It's the end of motivation rooted in an outdated identity. And what replaces it is something stronger, quieter, more sustainable, a drive that comes from alignment rather than pressure, from purpose rather than panic, from becoming rather than proving. Most people believe motivation is something you either have or you don't, like a switch that flips on when life makes sense and flips off when it doesn't. So when they feel stuck, uncertain, or overwhelmed, they sit still and wait. They wait for confidence. They wait for clarity. They wait for the perfect moment when fear disappears and everything feels aligned. And while they wait, their energy drains, their self-trust erodes, and their world slowly shrinks. Motivation doesn't die because you're incapable. It dies because you've stopped moving. The human nervous system was designed for motion, not stagnation. When you take action, even imperfect action, you send a signal to your brain that you're safe, that you're capable, that you're in control. When you don't act, the brain fills the void with doubt, worst case scenarios, and imagined threats. This is why thinking your way out of a lack of motivation rarely works. Thought without action turns into anxiety. Action, even without certainty, turns into momentum. Clarity is not the starting point. It is the reward. Every time you move forward, information appears that wasn't available when you were standing still. You discover what works, what doesn't, what energizes you, and what drains you. But if you refuse to move until you feel ready, you trap yourself in a loop where readiness never comes. The truth is, readiness is created by doing, not by waiting. There is a deep psychological shift that happens when you take action without feeling motivated. You begin to rebuild trust with yourself. Every small promise you keep becomes evidence. Evidence that you can rely on yourself. Evidence that your emotions don't control your behavior. Evidence that you are stronger than the voice in your head that says now is not the time. Motivation feeds on that evidence. People often think they need to fix their mindset before they can act, but the fastest way to change your mindset is to act in defiance of it. Your emotions are followers. They follow your physiology, your focus, and your behavior. Change what you do, and how you feel will chase it. This is not theory. It's how you're wired. When you feel lost, action doesn't need to be dramatic. It needs to be deliberate. One workout, one difficult conversation, 1 hour of focused work, one decision you've been avoiding. These small acts interrupt the identity of someone who is stuck and replace it with the identity of someone who moves, someone who responds, someone who engages with life instead of hiding from it. Waiting feels safe, but it's an illusion. The longer you wait, the heavier action feels. The mind builds it up, turns it into something massive, something risky, something overwhelming. Action, once taken, is almost never as hard as the anticipation of it. The fear lies in the pause, not in the movement. Self-trust is the foundation of motivation. And self-trust is built through consistency, not intensity. You don't need a surge of inspiration. You need a pattern of follow-through. Every time you do what you said you would do, even when you didn't feel like it, you strengthen the part of you that believes in your own word. There will be days when action feels mechanical, when it feels empty, when it feels like you're going through the motions. That's not failure. That's training. You are teaching your system that progress is not dependent on mood. You are proving that commitment is stronger than emotion. And over time, that discipline becomes freedom. Motivation that depends on feeling good is fragile. Motivation that is built on action is resilient. It survives doubt. It survives fear. It survives confusion. Because it's rooted in behavior, not emotion. And behavior is something you can choose even when everything inside you feels uncertain. As you move, something else happens. Your focus shifts. Instead of obsessing over what you don't know, you begin noticing what you're learning. Instead of questioning your ability, you start measuring your effort. Instead of feeling trapped in your head, you re-enter your body, your environment, the present moment. This is where confidence is born. You don't need to know where the path leads to take the next step. You don't need to feel inspired to act with integrity. You don't need motivation to do what aligns with your values. Action is the bridge between who you are and who you are becoming, and every step across that bridge strengthens the muscles of belief. The moment you stop negotiating with your moods and start honoring your commitments, everything changes. Your energy returns, your focus sharpens, your sense of direction begins to reappear, not as a sudden revelation, but as a quiet knowing that you are moving again, that you are participating in your own life. that you are no longer waiting to be rescued by a feeling that was never meant to lead you.